Hello, I'm Rob Phillips, and welcome to my channel, where I teach you how to live a more balanced and present life through yoga and meditation. Today we're again continuing on this journey through the 5 elements of Chinese medicine. Today we're going to be emphasizing metal element. So breath, it deals with the immune system, strengthening our vitality, and all of that. In terms of props here, like usual, I'm going to recommend having a couple of blocks and a blanket. Whenever you're ready to get started here, let's find our way into a comfortable seat to begin. And so as you find yourself into your seat, like always, grab whatever props you need, set up in a way that allows for you to feel comfortable. Hands on the thighs or on the lap, close your eyes, and begin to relax here. Begin to settle here. Start by really noticing how you feel today. Get that connection with things just as they are for you right now. And in the most general sense here, let yourself really land. Let yourself really be here for this experience. Now, this metal element, which we'll be working with today, is associated with the lung meridians. So again, this week we'll have this opportunity to do a mindfulness practice that overlaps very well with the energetic intention of the class. So can you really connect with and notice your breath here? Can you feel the rise and the fall, the expansion and contraction of things? And I would encourage you to really feel the breath, not simply as a physical action, but again, really as this energetic process, so that with each inhale, you can feel that gathering, that drawing in of new energy. With each exhale, you can feel a release, letting go of any stagnant or stuck energy. So in this way, by noticing the breath, by working with the breath, we really are stimulating this flow of subtle energy within our practice. So connect with that here. Take maybe 3 or 4 more breaths, landing into our practice for today. You can take a gentle inhale breath through the nose. Gentle exhale breath out the mouth. And lower down our chin and gradually open our eyes. And from here, we're going to begin in a wide-kneed child's pose. So start to find your way in, and regulars will know I usually recommend grabbing a blanket here, giving yourself cushion. And if you don't have a good blanket, you could also turn sideways on your mat, give yourself some cushion. The main idea is we don't want to put too much pressure on the knees, especially if you are on a hardwood floor or something like that. So come towards your child's pose, sit the hips back, separate the knees nice and wide. And extend the spine forwards until you start to feel that release on the inner line of the thighs and the hips as the torso expands forwards. Really remember for all of these poses to be intentional with the edge that you're working at, to never push aggressively, to never do too much. And importantly here, if you're not sure where that threshold is, stick on the more gentle side. There's no point in doing too much work here with the body in these poses. Relaxing and settling, allowing gravity to draw you down towards the earth, really dropping into this pose. And then we can come back to feeling the breath. Again, that's our anchor point for the mind, and it's also closely related to this energetic line of the lung channel. So can you feel with each inhale breath a sense of expansion, a sense of growing? Can you feel with each exhale breath a sense of softening, a sense of settling? Visualizing that energetic circulation that is so key for the work that we're doing today. But maybe most importantly here, especially in this first pose, welcoming this possibility of letting go. Feeling the sense of really arriving here for your practice today. Let's take a final complete breath right here. Carefully start to find your way up and out, and you can extend the legs back and behind you. Relax on the belly. You can even leave that you can even leave that blanket set up. It might be helpful for what we're doing next, but what's important here is to really feel this pause, really feel this reset in the hips, in the thighs. Breath, just inviting them to flow, inviting them to move through the body. And letting the breath nourish you, letting the breath be that tangible connection with the subtle energy that we work with. Here we'll take a gentle inhale breath through our nose, a gentle exhale breath out our mouth. From here, we're going to start to press. We're going to rise up. Now, we're going to set up for a pose that I have not taught much on this channel. In fact, as I think about it, I've only taught it like maybe 1 or 2 times in the past, and that's called quarter dog. So quarter dog is an opening for the shoulders, for the upper back. And so just a reminder to really listen to your body. Don't do too much. And if you need to back out early, you are certainly welcome to. So to set up quarter dog, you're going to come onto hands and knees. And it's closely related to anahata, melting heart, where we would extend the arms forwards. What makes it quarter dog, though, is you're going to now take your right forearm. Notice how my forearm's like parallel with the front of the mat and lying on the ground. And then cross your left arm over the top. Now, depending on your body, you may end up with the forehead kind of resting on your forearm. Or you might prefer to release the head back a little further than that. It's all about the proportions of your body, your flexibility, all of that. So relax into this, feel that pull. Now, just knowing how my microphone tends to work, I'm going to back out a little bit so that I don't sound like I'm talking to you in a box. But for you guys at home, keep the hips releasing back, keep feeling that stretch. As I said, the emphasis here should be on the shoulders, on the chest, on the upper back. Make sure that you're not like smushing the neck here. You want to feel comfortable. Really, any pose. It should never feel like things are getting closed off very much. It should feel like the body is opening as a result of what we're doing. I would encourage you to feel the breath. And here, of course, we can physically direct the breath towards the shoulders, towards the chest, the upper back. Work with those nice waves of energy. Work with that process of expansion and contraction in each moment. What can you let go of here? What are you holding on to here that you might not need? Sit with that for just a few more breaths. In fact, time is up, so we'll take just one more breath right here. Shift to come out. Take your time. Again, the shoulders might feel sensitive. Work that out. Now, what I'm going to recommend as a counter shape, if it's comfortable, will be to take your arms back by your side, just releasing the shoulders, releasing the chest. If that's not comfortable, you can find some other position. And again, this is a case I don't want to sound like I'm talking in a box, so I'm going to rest a little more upright. But for all of you at home, I'll recommend having your arms back. So the joys of teaching yoga online, we have to adapt with technical challenges, right? So wherever you are here, feel the breath in the body, feel the softening, feel what you've opened up, and working with that, particularly through your breath. Let's set up the second side of this. So find your way up, start to lift onto hands and knees. Again here, as we get started, it's really similar to like a melting heart pose. So you're going to walk your arms forwards, take the hips back, but before you settle completely, take your left forearm down this time and kind of rest it so it's parallel with the front of the mat. Right arm will cross somewhere over the top. Again, depending on your body, the forehead might be on the arm. It might be a little bit further back. It's all about the proportions of things. So really listen to your intuition here, kind of trust what the body's telling you. Make sure nothing's getting smushed, make sure nothing's getting overly compressed. And again, now that we've kind of seen what this pose ought to look like, I'm going to back out just a bit because I want to make sure you can hear me clearly. That's probably more important. Noting the two sides will be different, so don't force the side to go deeper. Really work with it as it is, especially if there is a little bit of sensitivity. Let yourself relax. Let yourself release. Let the breath nourish and really integrate within this pose. Feeling those nice waves of energy. Now, this lung system that we're emphasizing through the practice is associated, as one might imagine, with respiration. It's also associated with the immune system, with our vitality. And really the metal element is all about refinement, all about kind of converting more crude or broad energies into more subtle, more delicate energies. And so when the metal element is in balance in our body, we can make the most use of what we eat. Helps the whole system to really function smoothly. Helps us to be more in tune, or more optimized is a better word really, with the energy in the body. For now, let's take one more complete breath here. And again, slowly take your time. Start to find your way out. And sit the hips back if you're comfortable again in child's pose. And if it makes sense, if it feels reasonable, take your arms back, relax here. Otherwise, find some other position. And this is the last time I'll have to do this. I'm going to back out again just so my mic doesn't sound too boxy for you. Most importantly, wherever you are here, feel the breath move. Feel the sense of bouncing back, of resetting after those deep shoulder openers. And invite the breath to move through those areas, through the shoulders and the upper back, really, again, nourishing, working with all the areas that we had just targeted. Let's take a nice long inhale breath through the nose. A nice long exhale breath out our mouth. Slowly start to rise up. From here, you're going to make your way into a comfortable seated position. So as you set up, generally a good idea to use a blanket, so you can fold that up here, elevate the hips, and what we'll be setting up for is our dragonfly pose, so our wide-legged straddle pose. So set yourself up here, take up some space. Remembering, of course, if you need some props under the legs, it's totally okay to have a little bit of bend. Those of us with like very tight legs, I know for some people just sitting like this in the first place can be a little challenging. Consider elevating the hips even a little bit higher. There's really no limit to how much you might need to lift. So let the legs relax, let them settle. And what we're going to do here is a three-parter. We're going to fold for a minute to the left and then a minute to the right. And then we'll do a slightly longer fold where we move into the center. So take that little turn over towards your left leg, and here's a place if you have blocks, you might want to grab them. Remembering, like I just said, if there's a lot of tightness in the body, just work on sitting tall here. Just being like this might be your pose for today, and that's fine. Many of you will be able to go a little further, so if it makes sense for your body, you can gradually release, gradually shift forwards any amount. Obviously, we'll all be fairly different here, so find the edge that makes sense for you. Much like those last few poses, make sure the neck feels comfortable, the shoulders feel comfortable, and especially we don't want to undo all that nice release that we created. So just feel nice and spacious there. Can you invite a sense of expansion with each inhale? A sense of softening, a sense of release with each exhale. Here, for now, we'll slowly begin to inhale and rise up. Take a little pause in the center and just feel that release on the left leg. Feel what you have reset there. We'll start to take our turn over towards the right side. Again, you might want to grab blocks. That can be nice. And if the body is tight, just sit in the pose. Don't feel like you need to move or push this. Or if it feels reasonable, inviting that inhale for length. Exhale to fold, finding your edge here. Making sure the spine feels comfortable, making sure the shoulders, the neck, and the upper back feel comfortable. And just working with the subtle waves of breath energy. Expanding on your inhale. Softening, releasing any amount more as you exhale. With your next slow inhale, slowly rise up. walk your way into the center. Take a short pause and just let yourself be here. Let yourself land. You can relax both legs, like shake them out for a few seconds. Often feels pretty nice. Finally, here, the more symmetrical version. We'll tie this all together, so when you're ready for it, you can inhale to invite some length. Exhale to release and to settle your way forwards. We're going to be here for a little bit longer, so really take your time as you set up. And as I said a few times, it doesn't matter how much or how little you fold. Really, instead, just working with the sensations in your body based on what you're feeling. Not too much, not too little here. You feel a sense of expansion with each inhale. Could you feel a sense of releasing, of softening with each exhale? Always letting go of whatever is not serving you in this moment. And really sit with that here for a few more breaths. And take your final complete breath right here. Use a slow inhale breath to gradually rise up. And as you rise up, you can relax the shoulders, you can relax the legs, shake it out. Maybe even use your hands here to manually scoop the legs in. And from here, we're going to shift and find our way all the way onto our backs. So as you lie down, let this be a nice neutral shape, nice place to kind of resonate, place to feel all of the effects of what we've done so far. So feel that in your body, and again, notice this subtle sense of energy, notice this subtle sense of opening. And even for these final few poses, continue to notice your breath. From here, as I usually do for my classes, we're going to tie this together with a pair of twists. So, specific variation today, we're going to walk our feet in, knees will be bent. Take a little sway just to kind of prime the hips, to prime your lower body some. And the variation that I'm going to recommend here is to cross your left ankle on top of the right knee, figure 4 type shape. You'll take a gentle inhale here, and then slowly exhale to release that leg across the body. And if you look at how I have this set up here, notice how my knee is kind of pointing straight towards the ceiling. I'm resting on the outside edge of my right leg here. Now, obviously, this might not work well for your body, so if you find this uncomfortable or intense, you can do a more mild twist, a different twist. But if and when all feels well here, just rest into this and feel the breath move like waves through the left side. Allowing for this refinement, this smoothing out of the chi, of the subtle energy. One more complete breath right here. And slowly draw the legs in and we'll release. And shift for a few moments, just kind of reset for a few seconds. And then we'll set up for the second side. So the right ankle will cross on top into that figure 4 setup. From there, you'll exhale and roll the legs across towards the left. And again, if you can, try to configure so that like the right foot is flat on the floor, the left leg is resting on the ground. Sneaks in like one last little hip release alongside our twist. Otherwise, really settling, otherwise completely releasing here and just feeling that unwinding all on the right side of the body. Gently breathing into that here. Take final complete breath right here. You can slowly draw the legs back into the center. Release the legs. Shift, move, and reset however you might like. And then from here, take your time and set up for a final rest, final Shavasana. And spread out wide through the legs. Maybe you'd like to grab your blanket and use that to cover your hips. Whatever setup you need here to feel comfortable. Now, just an important distinction, since we've been working with the breath today, I'm going to invite you for these last few minutes to really let go of the breath. We're no longer trying to control, we're no longer trying to manipulate any of this. So you can close your eyes and just scan the body one final time. And take a gentle inhale breath here through your nose. Open up your mouth as you exhale to let absolutely everything go here for these final few minutes. So just again here, feeling a specific connection with the breath within the body. Feeling that movement of energy once more. As the breath deepens, we start to feel the energy build in the body in general here. Start to find small movements, and you might even consider taking an inhale to reach through arms and legs for a final big stretch. From here, you can exhale to draw the knees in and roll your way onto your side. Gently press up into a comfortable seat and close your eyes there. Here, please take a final moment and feel everything that practice has shifted for you, all of the various changes that you've made along the way. And join the hands in front of the heart. Here, as always, my deep thanks to each of you for sharing your practice. It is truly an honor to teach. As we say, the light within me salutes the light within you. Namaste. So once again, thank you so very much for joining me in practice. And of course, if you have thoughts or observations, just let me know in the comments down below. Please give this video a like and consider subscribing to my channel so that you can see more videos like this each and every week. And if you want to work even deeper with me on the practices of yoga and meditation, follow the link down below. You can subscribe to my newsletter to get even more insights about the practice.